You see that thing over there? That thing is the destroyer of Minecraft bases. Oh my god. So I took off my armor to do the intro bit, and I guess I forgot to put it back on because, well, I'm dead. Welcome back to the Minecraft SMP that pretty much only I play on because everyone else has quit. Today we're getting started on collecting all the new 1.21 blocks and items for this item sorter. Yay! Although I kind of get sidetracked a lot, so I guess we'll see how far we get. Okay, now that that's taken care of, I'm going to actually put a floor on this thing to prevent more items from falling into the void. So if you followed this series from the beginning, you might wonder when this sorter is actually going to get finished, and I have no idea, but I'll talk more on that later because this time lapse is really short. Okay, it was actually slightly longer than Alright, that's it for the floor. Maybe next week we'll put in a wall or something. I don't know, don't want to move too fast. Next up, we gotta do something about these villager prices. Getting all my gear back after dying was a little expensive. I haven't had to do that in a while. And I noticed that not all of the villagers had been converted into zombies yet, so we're gonna go do that real quick. There should be a zombie under here somewhere. Aha, here it is. Down here is the zombie. And as you can see, he's getting straight to work converting these librarians. But it turns out we actually need one more villager, so I gotta go get one from the villager hole. Alright, so I just got some little treats for our villagers. They live right here in this hole in the ground. Oh, they're already all set up to go. I guess villagers don't take potatoes. They're lost. Okay, but that's alright, because all we gotta do is send one of these villagers over to the villager place. And here he comes, right on schedule. Right over here. Awesome, up the bubble column. And right onto this thing. Come on. Here he goes. And now I only have to do that 3 more times. Thank you very much, zombie. Now you can sit in this hole for another 100 years. Now I just gotta do this a bunch of times. And then we wait. Hey, it worked. We have discounts on all the books. So we can finally get into the meat and potatoes of the episode. Version 1.21 has released, and there are a bunch of new blocks and items here that we need to add to the sorting system. This is a list of all the blocks that have been added. We got the crafter, some tuff stuff, and some copper stuff. That doesn't include new items, but we'll start with the tuff blocks. Unfortunately, I think there's quite a bit of tuff down here in the mines. We have some new tuff stairs, slabs, and walls, as well as tuff bricks in all the variants, and smooth tuff in all the variants, and then also some chiseled tuff, some cool blocks. So here are all the tuff blocks, and we just gotta put these in the sorting system now. I just want to say that these new tuff blocks look pretty great. I like the bricks, I like the other things, and I'm probably gonna use them in my next build. And it looks like everything is looking correct. So we got the tough part out of the way. So I want to get a lot of copper, but of course I'm not going to mine it because that would be too easy. Instead, we're going to go and visit a trial chamber because they're made of copper. And to do that, we have to ask the villagers where they are. So one of you villagers, tell me where the trial chambers are. So villagers with the cartography job will be able to trade maps, and some of those maps can lead to trial chambers. But you see, this hole in the ground is only for unemployed villagers. I'd like to move our new cartographers out of here into their own home. And of course, we have to build that home. They're going to be the first new residents of this giant field. And I plan on eventually moving all the villagers out here so they can roam around and hopefully be in a nice little safe space where they all have jobs and I can still trade with them. And then they can live in a bit of a better place than the bottom of my castle. And these buildings were supposed to be homes, but I didn't like them, so that's why they're kind of blown up. And the first step is to gather a lot of materials. So I'm not a great builder, but I think I can make something work in the kind of medieval style that we're going for with this castle and everything. So to start, we're just going to make a little box here, and then get the general size and shape of the building. They always end up being a lot bigger than you would expect. I like adding these oak logs around the sides for some depth, and it also just kind of looks like it's keeping the structure together. This is where the door is going to go. And yeah, this is kind of what the first floor is going to look like. It doesn't look like much yet, but I think it'll look a lot better once we start texturing it. Gonna add some cross beams, I already ran out of wood. More beams running across that'll support the second floor. And I definitely like the little bit of depth that adding the wood around the outside adds. Adding the second floor now, gotta get all those planks in. And then the second floor is gonna be a little bit bigger, add some windows. Okay, that looks pretty alright. And next is the roof. Going for a deep slate roof here, which is bordered by spruce stairs. And if we just step back for a moment, I think it's coming together. Boo! A surprise time-lapse. I actually recorded this entire build in the time-lapse, but replay mod has been crashing a lot lately, so there's not a lot of time-lapses in this video. I do like the time-lapses, however, and unfortunately all the really good ones I recorded crashed, so sorry about that, but there'll be more in the next episode. As this roof gets finished, I'm going to start to do a little bit more detailing on the house, adding a lot of stairs and trapdoors to kind of remove the blockiness of Minecraft, add a little bit to the depth of the building. And those things are just kind of cool to add a little bit more shape, a little bit more roundiness to the build. And then I'm going to go around the outside and add some details, including some lighting, and then I decided to add a little back stable kind of thing. And these builds always take a lot more blocks and a lot more variety of blocks than I ever anticipate. I think the more variety you do usually makes it look better, makes it look a bit more detailed, and it's good to add those little extra details. I also cut about an hour out of this time lapse where I went to go look for lilac flowers for this little garden I put on the front. But now the time lapse is reaching the end, and I think I'm about to go texture the thing and explain that, so goodbye. Okay, now it's time for some extreme texturing. I haven't really done this before, but I think I've come up with a color palette that'll look pretty good, so we're just going to add some more details around this thing. Starting with the base, we're going to make the bottom a little bit muddier. We're going to add some moss and mud. Next, I'm changing out some of the oak for stripped spruce. I think it looks a little bit more weathered. And then finally, we're going to work on these walls. And I've got a big color palette of stone and deep slate and that kind of thing. And just adding these little upside down stairs to make it look a little bit more detailed. And this is going to take quite a bit of digging stuff up in trial and error. So hopefully I can just cut to it before and after. Oh, that was pretty easy. Just replant some of this grass here, and I did this to all the sides, and I think it turned out pretty well. So I added some darker blocks in the corners and some lighter blocks in the middle where the sun would hit more often or where the lamps are. Also added this farm around the back with some little stone buttons and walls and cobblestone for some just a little extra detailing. So last but not least, it's time to do the inside. Put some carpets down, bookshelf under the stairs. I want to see what a wall right here would look like. Got an armor stand and some armor. And that's looking a bit better. Upstairs, let's add some lighting. And of course the beds. And since villagers are sleeping here, I have to be careful not to use any blocks that villagers use workstations for, because I don't want them to all be running around. That's not a good one. There we go. Maybe they could use a wardrobe over here. Some classic Minecraft seats. And with that, I think the only thing left to do is actually bring the villagers in here. Alright, so the plan now is to get the villagers from their little holding cell through this rail line and into the house. Why do they have to be standing all the way in the corner? What's up with that? No, are you... He goes to the other corner. Get in the minecart. Just get in. Thank you. Ah, okay, perfect. We got them. Now all we gotta do is wait for them over here. And they should show up any second now. Any second now. There we go. Okay, okay. And that looks good. Alright, that works. Cool. Back with some glass panes. Gotta craft a couple more. And then we can see if these guys are actually worth something. Woodland Explorer map. Trial Explorer map. Okay, we got it. There we go. Okay, they should be safe in there, and I can dig this up. Now we're actually off, and we're going northwest, because that's where the map says to go. We are close. Haven't actually traveled that far, only about 1,000 blocks, so I hope this terrain wasn't loaded in 1.20. However, these do look like new chunks, so we should be okay to find this child chamber. I hope it's here. Only one way to find out. Nothing has ever gone wrong digging straight down. Oh, and cool. This looks like the place. What the heck? Oh gosh. Alright, we made it. Check out this entrance I made to the trial chamber. Ow. It kind of hurts a bit. The goal is to get 1 full shulker box, maybe 2, of copper. That was embarrassing. I died. All my stuff was stuck in that hole. I don't have my pickaxe. These stupid skeletons all killed me. Die. Maybe this isn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be. I changed my mind. That was pretty easy. Got a good haul from the first room. There was a lot of copper in this room, and it was just a small part of the chamber, so we should be pretty set. Okay, I've been mining for quite a while, and yeah, multiple rooms have been mined out. I took all of the oxidized copper because I think I can use my axe to get the different levels of copper as well. So I think we should be okay. Got about 3 chests worth, so I think it's time we head out of here. Oh, and of course, I didn't actually do the trial fighting thing, but I definitely need to do that at some point to get some of the new items. However, for right now, we got what we wanted, and it's time to go home. Well, my worst fears have been realized. You cannot make copper doors or trap doors, except with these normal copper ingots, which means we're gonna have to wait for them to oxidize. At least because of the copper farm we built in the last episode, I have enough copper to do this, but I really did not want to wait for it all. Wow, isn't this so much fun? I can't wait till they add more copper blocks next update. I did some research and unfortunately, yeah, the only way to get oxidized copper doors and trapdoors is to let them oxidize naturally. So, here we go. And while this time-lapse plays, it's time to talk about the sorting system because it's big and it takes a lot of items and I built it a long time ago and there's much better things to do. So am I still going to do it? Yeah, probably, because it's a fun challenge to try and get a bunch of every single item in the game. I need about 2 stacks for every item, which means I get to build some farms and do some other stuff, but I'm going to do it at my own pace. It's not going to be anything rushed or anything because I have a working sorting system right now, and actually I might be upgrading that one in the future as well. So stay tuned, but we're definitely going to finish this at some point. It's not going to be abandoned. And my god, this was a lot of copper to place, and it took about 2.5 days to fully oxidize. So yeah. Okay, I placed all these trapdoors on Sunday night. It's now Tuesday, and it looks like some of them haven't even started oxidizing. This is great. I have been digging some up as I've gone along. I knew that placing them kind of close together wasn't the best way to do things, but I had no idea they would take this long if you didn't spread them out. And now it's Wednesday, and I finally have enough copper doors in each of the different oxidized states. And we're back at the trial chamber because I forgot this book, but now we can cross off all of these copper things, except the copper bulb. I forgot about that. Okay, copper bulb requires blaze rods. This should be plenty. And oh my god, you can craft the different oxidized variants. This is beautiful. I honestly might have just gone to sleep if this wasn't the case. And I do need a bit more copper of each variant, so here's a little sneak peek into what the last day has been like. Well, if you sat through all of that, you might be crazy. But on the bright side, copper bulbs. And now it's time to put them all into the sorting system. You've seen how it works. I had to add a few extra slots over in the back because we ran out of item room. But now we successfully have all the copper blocks in our storage system. And now there is only one more new block to tackle in the 1.21 update. The crafter. Well, I tried to record some crafter stuff, but I ended up just rambling on about crafters for 2 hours, and it wasn't very interesting. But don't go anywhere, because if you're interested in the contraption I'm standing on, you're not going to want to miss the next episode. And if you think you got what it takes, you can watch the following clip and maybe perhaps learn all about crafters that way, but I doubt it. Okay, goodbye.